When everything seems to fall apart, maybe life isn't breaking you, maybe it's building you. We all have moments when we ask, why me? Why do I lose when I've worked so hard? Why does success come easily to others? Sometimes, the truth is hidden behind time's curtain, a truth that only patience can uncover. This is the story of Ethan Cole, a software engineer living in a busy city filled with noise, dreams, and endless competition. He wasn't rich, but he had ideas that kept him awake at night. While others slept, Ethan coded. He believed his work could someday change the world, or at least change his life. But life had other plans. One cold Monday morning, Ethan walked into his office like any other day. His manager's voice called out, "Ethan, can we talk for a minute?" Inside that small glass cabin, the air felt heavy. "I'm sorry, Ethan. The company's downsizing. We have to let you go." Those words echoed in his head. In a matter of seconds, the job he had built his identity around was gone. Rent was due, bills were waiting, and he had no backup plan. As he packed his belongings into a small cardboard box, everything around him blurred. The laughter of his co-workers, the sound of keyboards, the hum of the air conditioner, all of it faded into silence. He walked out of the building, clutching that box, and for the first time in years, he didn't know where to go. The city that once looked full of possibilities now seemed like a maze of closed doors. That night, he stood by his apartment window, staring at the flickering lights and whispered, "Why, God? I worked hard. I did everything right. Why this?" Days turned into weeks. Ethan applied to dozens of companies. No responses. The rejection emails became part of his morning routine. His savings began to disappear. Confidence gave way to doubt. He started to wonder if maybe he wasn't as good as he thought. One afternoon, sitting in a small cafe, drowning his thoughts in cheap coffee, he noticed a young waiter struggling with the computer at the counter. The manager scolded, "This machine's useless." Something inside Ethan stirred, that old instinct to solve problems. He stood up, walked over and said, "Mind if I take a look?" In 15 minutes, he fixed the glitch. The manager stared in disbelief. "You're good at this, man. Ever thought of building software for small businesses like ours?" That simple comment planted a seed in Ethan's mind. That night, he couldn't sleep. He thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is where I start again. He opened his laptop and began working on a simple point-of-sale app for small shops and cafes, a tool that could make their daily work easier. Days bled into nights. His small apartment turned into a battlefield of code, coffee cups, and sticky notes. He lived on instant noodles, his eyes heavy, but his heart determined. Friends told him, "Get a real job, man. You're wasting your time." But deep down, something told him to keep going. Months passed. He launched his app online, and no one bought it, not one. He emailed stores, posted on forums, tried every trick he knew. Nothing worked. His bank balance hit zero. He sat in the dark one night, staring at the glowing words on his screen. Insufficient funds. That night he broke. "Maybe they're right," he whispered. "Maybe I'm chasing something that isn't meant for me." But just as he was about to close his laptop, a notification popped up. A cafe owner from another city wanted to buy his software for $200. It wasn't much, but to Ethan, it felt like hope had knocked on his door again. He leaned back, tears filling his eyes. "Thank you," he whispered to no one in particular. That one sale turned into 5, then 10, then 20. Word of mouth began to spread. Small cafes and shops started using Ethan's app to manage their business. Within months, he went from a man struggling to pay rent to someone helping hundreds of others make a living. A few months later, a business magazine featured him. Laid-off engineer builds tool helping small shops thrive. When Ethan saw his photo in print, he couldn't believe it. The same event that had once felt like his downfall had become his breakthrough. When a journalist asked, "What was the hardest part?" Ethan smiled and said, "Believing that my pain had purpose." Pain, he realized, wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Every closed door, every rejection, every lonely night, it was all shaping him for something greater. Years later, Ethan's company grew. He hired employees, trained teams, and built a community of dreamers like himself. People who had once lost everything, but refused to give up. One morning, while reviewing emails in his new glass office, he saw a familiar name in his inbox. It was his old manager. The subject line read, "Collaboration Opportunity." The message said, "Ethan, I saw your story. We'd love to partner with your company." He stared at the screen for a long time, then laughed softly. Time had written its own punchline. He looked out the window at the same city skyline that once made him feel small. "If I hadn't lost that job," he whispered, "I'd still be chasing someone else's dream." Sometimes life closes a door, not to punish you, but to push you forward. Ethan's journey reminds us that the storm you're in today might be watering the seeds of tomorrow's success. The pain you feel isn't proof of failure. It's proof that you're still fighting. So if life feels unfair right now, don't curse the timing. Don't rush the process. Maybe what feels like the end is really the beginning of something beautiful. Time has a strange way of revealing truth. What seems like a loss today might be the reason you win tomorrow. What feels like pain now might be preparing you for peace later. One day, you'll look back and realize that every delay, every rejection, every disappointment had meaning. You just couldn't see it yet. So take a deep breath. Keep going. Trust that life's chaos is not random. It's direction disguised as difficulty. The world may not see your effort right now. People may doubt you. You might even doubt yourself. But remember this: time is watching quietly, waiting for the right moment to reveal what your struggle was really for. Because one day, everything will make sense. Every scar will tell a story of strength. Every loss will explain why you had to grow. Every no will lead you to the yes that changes everything. So stay patient, stay humble, and above all, stay grateful. Because time always reveals the truth. If this story moved you, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs hope today. Subscribe to Winds of Thought for more life-changing stories. And remember, no matter how hard today feels, the future is still unfolding in your favor.